Come on, Skip. I was buying a necklace for my wife, and the lady working behind the counter recognized regimental crest on my jacket, and she asked if I was in the Canadian Army. I, came out and said yes, I was, and she gave me a huge big hug and said thank you so much. And it turns out that she was a survivor of the Bosnian War, and I realized right then that there was real power in a heartfelt story.
A simple but timely thank you. That's all it would take to create a drive within veteran Paul Nichols and his wife Terry to support the younger veterans in their community. It began with a week-long basic horsemanship course for military through the Therapeutic Riding Center they run on their farm in Quesnel, and after witnessing the positive effects on the participants, it would spark a much larger plan.
We get comments that they haven't been that relaxed in years and they haven't felt that patient in years, and it kind of was the start of an idea.
After 9 months of planning, the couple began a cross-Canada journey that kicked off in Victoria on April 13th. It's a little different in that Paul will be riding horseback for much of the trip, inviting veterans to join him for portions of the ride in their communities.
If I can put these contemporary veterans in the saddle and have their communities recognize them for who they are, and maybe change that perception that our veterans are strictly the 90-year-old men that storm the beaches in Normandy, that maybe we can help some of these guys land a bit better and find a way, when they're having trouble.
Paul wears his medals and he gets asked whose they are, and he's 46 years old. So he's actually one of the older veterans now. We have veterans in their 20s that are riding with us as veterans, and that's not the face that we think of when we think of veterans.
Raising awareness to the changing face of veterans is a big part to the ride. It's also aimed at raising funds for programs that support both the physical and mental health issues for those transitioning back to civilian life following their service.
People can become a safe place to share those stories, and that will create a healing place for somebody that might be struggling, and it might help a lot to save some of the people that we're losing.
There's so many veterans here in Canada that actually have put in a huge amount of their life into the military. Like I say, my father, 32 years, I've been in for 27, and we're just as much veterans as anybody else.
Along the way, the couple will be collecting stories from members who join the ride. At the end of the trip, they expect to have over 700 stories from former and current military personnel. It's an emotional process they hope will draw more attention to the needs of younger veterans.
We've had some pretty emotional times. This one, I got a good horse, and she's been with me from the very beginning of this, and it's been very cool. We've had lots of tears, we've had a ton of laughs.
Yesterday at the end of our ride, one of our veterans that joined us had just lost somebody that he served with, and we all stood around together, and he brought his little bottle, and we all took a shot and just said our piece, and we're getting to share these big moments with people, and they're open to including us in that, and it's very special.
Paul and Terry expect to be on the road for close to 200 days, wrapping up the journey in St. John's in mid-September. For more information and to help support the ride, visit communitiesforveterans.com. Reporting for Go Okanagan on Shaw TV, I'm Brendan Osborne in Kelowna.